What's going on, everybody? So a couple of news has just barely dropped. We have Wonder Woman may be cancelled, Black Adam 2 may not happen, and Man of Steel 2 may not happen as well. But we're going to deep dive into those right now. So if you're happy, mad, sad, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's have a discussion about what your feelings are and what you think the future of DC holds. So I wanted to start off with the Wonder Woman 3 being cancelled. Patty Jenkins went in with a treatment for Wonder Woman 3 and it was shot down by Peter Safran and James Gunn because it did not fit into what they're trying to do with the DC universe now being in their hands and them trying to control it. And I know a lot of people are going to be a little bit mad or upset about this. Me, quite frankly, I am on the middle end of the road because as somebody that was not in the room when she pitched Wonder Woman 3, I don't know what her pitch was. So it might have been better than the first Wonder Woman, or it might have been as awful as Wonder Woman 1984. We just don't know the context about what happened in that meeting. But even though right now the DC universe is on a bit of a mixed road, there are a couple of films that I did like, and there are a couple of films that I really did not like. I feel like this was going to go down in the middle of the road section for me when it comes to Wonder Woman, because even if they announced Wonder Woman 3 and they gave us a hell of a story, I would still be very trepidatious because of what happened with Wonder Woman 1984. Now, I'm not one that really absolutely hated Wonder Woman 1984. I just thought it was very disappointing, mostly because when I came out of the first Wonder Woman, I remember my first reaction being that that's the movie that they should have launched the DCEU with and not Man of Steel. Mostly because I really enjoyed that one a lot more than Man of Steel. But there were just a lot of great moments in that first Wonder Woman, and so obviously I was going to be very excited about Wonder Woman 1984, and I was really bummed out by the way that the story was told. And it might have gone in that direction. It might have gone in the direction of Wonder Woman. We just don't know. I'm not going to pretend that I know what was going in the room when the pitch was going down. Even though the cancellation of Wonder Woman 3 is something that's going to be on the forefront of a lot of people, I feel like this is going to be down the middle of the road. I have mixed feelings about this, mostly because even though I really loved the first Wonder Woman and I was really disappointed with Wonder Woman 1984, I was still nervously excited to see what Patty Jenkins would have done with Wonder Woman 3, mostly because I think she is a great director and everybody has their bad day at the office. That Wonder Woman 1984 was Patty Jenkins' worst day at the office, in my opinion. But there were some things that I was still wanting to see what Patty Jenkins was going to be able to do with Wonder Woman 3. It doesn't look like we're going to be possibly getting that with Gal Gadot, but I'm going to get more into my thoughts on what's actually probably going to happen later on. With Black Adam 2 maybe not happening, the film is not performing as well as a lot of people would have wanted it to do, mostly because I don't feel like there was a lot of buzz and excitement for this film. I think a lot of the goodwill that came out of this film was mostly due to the post-credit scene with Henry Cavill. I think that was where the most of the excitement and hype came with this film, because for me personally, the trailers did not do anything to get me excited for this film. I enjoyed them, and boy, bless Dwayne Johnson's heart, because he was promoting the living hell out of this film. But it was not enough to get butts in seats, and right now the film is struggling to probably maybe break even. I'm not sure where that break even line is, but I don't feel like it's going to happen. Maybe if James Gunn and Peter Safran see something good come out of this, maybe in digital or on Blu-ray sales, maybe that's where you're going to be getting a little bit more of a boost on the box office or the rental side. I think this movie was not great, but it was fun to a degree. There were a lot of fun moments, and there were a lot of things that I enjoyed about this movie, but overall, as a whole, the movie was not great. And I feel like that was the general consensus with a lot of people. They felt like it wasn't worth watching on multiple rewatches. But I think there are some fun elements about this film. When it comes to that break-even line, I don't think it's going to be a profitable film, if it does become a profitable film, it might just inch close to that finish line. But overall, I feel like this movie is going to come close to 300 million domestically, and then about 400 million worldwide. That's not a good sign for this film. I haven't taken a look at the numbers for Shazam, but if it comes in that same neighborhood, there's still hope that there might be a Black Adam 2. At this point, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't think this is going to be a franchise that they're going to be moving forward with, but I feel like right now DC, I think with Peter Safran and James Gunn at the helm, I think they're going to be cooking up something very special. As with the Man of Steel 2 news, even though Henry Cavill did come on screen as Superman at the post-credit scene of Black Adam, and it looks like Dwayne Johnson wants to have a Black Adam versus Superman fight, I don't think we're going to get that with this regime. I think what's going to happen is they're going to reboot the entire DC universe. I know a lot of people will not like that, especially the hardcore Snyder fans, but there's something that we all gotta have something in consideration. There are a lot of factors in this universe, in this Snyderverse, whatever you want to call it. I'm just calling it the DC universe. I don't have a label for it like a lot of people do, mostly because there are hit and misses in this universe. But what I feel like they should have done back when Suicide Squad came out, the 2016 one, they should have just rebooted while they still had a chance. Maybe I would have thought about that right around Justice League when that film came out, the 2017 one, as a lot of people like to call it, the Justice League. I feel like if you reboot right now is the perfect time for rebooting. Why? I'll tell you why. We have new sheriffs in town, and their names are Peter Safran, James Gunn, and David Zaslav. I know a lot of people are not happy with a lot of decisions that David Zaslav has been making, but they are probably for the better. Right now, I'm staying on that optimistic side that we are getting something great. And when Peter Safran and James Gunn, I know I've said their names many times in this video, but I think once they go in to give them their slate, I think there's going to be a great outcome. Now, when it comes to the Wonder Woman news, I don't think Wonder Woman 3 is going to happen with Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot. I love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, but there has nothing been very impressive about her being Wonder Woman. But I feel like if we reboot everything right now, I think right now would be a better time to reboot than it was back in 2017, mostly because you have new leadership in town right now. And why not take a better advantage of rebooting than when having somebody new in town? Just swipe the slate clean, do what you feel like doing in your universe, trying to make it feel new, feel fresh to a degree, but while still using the same characters that we've already been seeing a billion times. Maybe have some Outworlds things happen while you have your little DC universe. I think there's a lot that you can possibly do. Right now, I am wanting to know the whole slate. I wish I was a fly on the wall during the meetings that Peter Safran and Gunn are having to see what they're cooking up, just to see if they're going on the right path. Because I want this universe to strive and be the best. I don't want this one to be dragging across concrete and not going anywhere. I want them to have a definitive plan and just stick to that plan. Whether you have your highs or your lows, you're more likely to have a successful successful universe when you're riding high. But if you're having that divisive line, that's still alright because you're basically just 50-50ing it at this point. And not every movie is going to be for everybody. I get that. But we need to have new blood. We need to be able to have fresh blood in this universe. Maybe have a couple of actors, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, still stay in their respective roles. But cut out the fat and trim out what you don't need. Right now, we need a universe where it's going to stand not on the heels of what has happened before. Because I feel like if you were running a company, if you got a promotion to run a company, I feel like you would want to do it your way and not go the other way. Because I feel like whenever we are trying to take over something new, we wanted to run it the way we want it. Mostly because we know exactly how it's going to be how it's going to be beneficial moving forward. And I feel like that's what Zaslav, Gunn, and Saffron are wanting to do. They're wanting to do their own stuff. They don't want the old regime's mess. They don't want to deal with their mess. They want to be able to start fresh and be thriving the very best that they possibly can. Whether you're using new characters that we've never seen on screen before, or using the same characters that we've been seeing for the past 30, 40, 50 years. It all depends on what kind of roadmap they're going with, but I feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like if they know exactly where they want this universe to go, if they truly do have that 10-year plan already mapped and planned out, and they know exactly where it's going, then I have a lot of faith that maybe canceling Wonder Woman 3 because it wasn't going to fit in with what they're doing was probably one of the best choices that they've ever made. It could also be one of the worst decisions that they ever made, but we won't know that until we see the full plan. Wonder Woman 100% is in their plans at the moment. What we don't know is whether they're going to be sticking with Gal Gadot or they're going to be recasting everybody that they have in their universe with somebody new. That includes the 2021 Suicide Squad. It might hurt James Gunn to recast a couple of those characters or maybe not use those characters anymore. But the best choice to make right now is to reboot and move forward with a thriving cinematic universe, because that is where the gold is going to be staying. That is where you want to be on that. You want to be on that path. And I feel like they're going to be on the right path with this decision that they're making, seeing what works, what got people in seats, what made them money instead of losing money. That's going to be key moving forward, and I just hope that this is going to be a thriving universe. But those are my thoughts on the cancellation and what I feel is going to happen moving forward. But one more time, if you made it this far, drop your thoughts in the comments below about what you feel like the DC universe is going to be moving forward. What are your thoughts on the cancellation of Wonder Woman 3? Do you think Black Adam 2 may happen? And do you think Man of Steel 2 may happen? Go ahead and drop all those thoughts in the comments below. Let's go ahead and have a discussion. And if you like this video, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on more. Click that bell notification so you get notified every single time a video pops up. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side.